All right, guys, what is going on here? So I came out here to film and I left my tripod, so yeah, I'm a duck here. But we are working today with the Turtle Wax Hybrid Graphene Acrylic Trim Restorer. And as you can see, I've already kind of used the product, so there's a there's a spoiler right there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you into my vehicle, which at the time of recording had very faded trim, very faded cowlings, and we're going to use the Turtle Wax Graphene Acrylic Trim Restorer on it. So quite simply, it's a very straightforward product. It kind of works like any other products. Let's see if I can pull you up here. I'm trying to prop you up so it's like cleaner and better looking and all that stuff, but it's very simple. It's got graphene inside of it, so that should help with the protection. Now, I don't know how that's necessarily going to work in the sense of trim restoration. I could see graphene being a benefit in protection wise, but as far as trim restoration, that's a shot in the dark right there for me. I know nothing about that, although I'm not a chemist. I just came back from Mobile Tech Expo and I just learned that graphene was carbon, right? And that's the reason why every graphene product is black, but I'm slow, I'm a duck. I probably shouldn't have said that. But it's a very simple, straightforward product. I mean, it's a liquid. I don't know what to say about it. It's a trim restorer, right? And so the sole purpose of this video is to see how does it work, how does it apply, how does it look, and as time goes on through real world results, we're going to see how well does it hold up. All right, here we have the Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions Graphene Acrylic Trim Restorer. This is a new product that just came out. We're gonna go over real quick and just I'm gonna take you into working on my car here. Obviously, this looks disgusting, so it needs done here. But directions: thoroughly clean and dry area to be restored. Okay, so I went over and cleaned it, and I went over with alcohol to make sure it was nice and clean, all that good old stuff. Apply a small amount onto a foam applicator or microfiber towel using a combination of both back and forth and circular overlapping motions. So it's pretty much straightforward. There's really nothing on here. The only thing that I think that would really stand out as something you need to pay attention to is it says to, wear black gloves or wear gloves. It specifically says black gloves because it's a black product here. But I look at the ingredients and it shows that there is colorants inside of it. So I don't know if it's dyes or what it is. But with that all being said, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're not going to put on black gloves because, well, I guess not really many people pay attention to that type of stuff, right? But we're gonna shake the product up and I'm gonna put it on this microfiber towel. We're gonna take it in over here. Sorry for the very low quality video. We're gonna work with what we got here and all that. So as you can see, even already got, when I took the product, I took the seal off the inside of the bottle and I already got some black on my finger. But it's a pretty thick, goopy substance, but not too thick here, so that should be enough, I hope. If not, we're kind of experimenting here. We're kind of going with it, so let's see how it goes in this little section. The smell is like the typical Turtle Wax graphene smell, that mangoish smell that they've been really using a lot recently. It's very... it's pretty similar to all of that, so it's good smell, good smell. And then I can go ahead and go back and forth if I want to do circle motions, all that stuff. I don't know if circular motions are necessarily the most necessary in this application, but it is what it is, right? So looks like I have a pretty good application on it, and I'm gonna let it sit for a few minutes, come back in, we'll do a second coat, and then we'll see how it looks afterwards. All right, so the bottle says wait 3 to 5 minutes and then do a second application to make sure that it's nice and even coloring, which makes sense because I'm looking at this and it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look like it's fully restored. Kind of just looks like, it looks better. So it looks almost like it's just been dressed with some tire shine or something. So I'm gonna take my non-gloved hands, put some more on the towel, and let's go back in for the second application. It's probably way too much product. Turtle Wax are probably like, what in the world are you doing? But I'm doing what I'm doing. So I'll try to do a nice even application. It definitely looks a lot more glossy, a lot fuller. And I'll say this, if you're doing a single application, you probably could just get away with it if you like that not so glossy black look. I don't know if glossy is the right word, but I feel like more of a faint look rather than a completely black look. You could probably get away with one coat here, but just kind of make sure it's nice and rubbed in. It's an awkward point of the cowling here with that windshield wiper blade. And look at that, holy moly. Yeah, there's definitely colorants in that there. But it looks good, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, step away, and I'm gonna go ahead and just finish this area right here. It gets awkward to do on camera because I have to get back in here and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and off camera, finish this area, do the 2 coats over here, and then come back in. All right, and here we go. So this is 2 coats on this half of the cowling. I'll explain that later. 2 coats on this half of the cowling, and so each coat is about 5 minutes apart, and this is about 10 to 15 minutes after I applied the second coat. Now, obviously, you notice this other half is done. What I did is I applied solution finish to the other half of the cowling, and I did 2 coats, about 5 minutes in between each, and it's still kind of drying. You see, it's a little. I could probably go over the microfiber towel and wipe it down, but I didn't do that over here. I just applied it and let it be. I'm gonna do the same thing for over here. Now, what I'm going to do is we're gonna see how do these products hold up. I think this is a pretty good test subject here because, one, this was a very, very bad condition cowling. It was very faded, very black. It needed work done tremendously bad. And so I think it's a very fair test here. Which one holds up best? I am not going to be throwing degreaser at it. I'll just be washing it maybe once every week or so, making sure it's good. And as the weeks go on, every week I'll do an update, probably on the YouTube Shorts, so stay tuned for that. And we'll see how it is. But here we can see this one has a nice even finish, and the other one is a little bit on the glossier side. Even though it looks like there's still some markings from the applicator and all that, I look at solution finish, and it's a pretty deep black product. So I think that solution finish is probably going to be a deeper finish than this right here. My hopes is that a week from now this isn't completely gone. So we know that solution finish holds up well. How does the Turtle Wax Black Acrylic Trim Restore hold up?